This is Doc Hertz, God's Vision Ministry, and I want to just speak with you for a moment about my book concerning Black American descendants of slavery, uh, housing reparations. The strange thing about being damaged is that if you don't know you've been damaged or you don't know that you have a right to be compensated for an injury that you may or may not be aware of, then it's hard to even see that you deserve it. But when you get the understanding and the knowledge that, hey, I have been damaged, my family has been damaged, and I do have a right to go after the redress to secure it for my family, that many of your family and loved ones may have a home, they may be trying to purchase a home or try to have a better home than the one they do now. And so with this book, I go off into the different things shown throughout history and throughout the government that black descendants of slavery have a right of reparations and housing, even in the United States government, and we can seek redress to get that done or get it rectified. So, with that being said, I say this is not for everyone. Some people say, well, I may fit in the category, I may qualify, but I really don't want reparation. Well, then this is not for you. But for those who feel that, hey, read the book, know you have a claim, and then stake your claim. Because many times we want other people to do the work, do the legwork. I came across this information basically by accident. But I'm going to tell you, it is no accident because there are many people all across the country who write about it. There are lawyers who adjudicate about it. And so, but you need to know what's going on. There are many professors that have taught for years about reparations and concerning your redress. And so, therefore, when you get the information, then you will go forth to get what's due you and also for your family members. And it's just like making atonement. I'm going to say something, it's going to probably spark some, I don't know if it sparks any conflict, but it just may open your eyes to some things. Uh, I'll say this. When you say, uh, if you've ever noticed that when Donald Trump speaks, and he's spoken for years, he spoke about, in particularly, 5 young black men who were in a park in New York who had been accused of a crime. And the crime that they went to prison, and he put an ad in the paper about it. And many things that he's done over the years or have been claimed to do. One thing about it that, and he's a billionaire and he's the president of the United States, it's the second term. And they say that one thing about it, he never apologizes. He never apologizes for anything. Well, if you ever wonder why he doesn't apologize, see, there are some things when you look at it, you really don't know what you're looking at. He has advisors, he has counselors, he has attorneys. So let's say the situation with those young men who went to prison. They found out later on that they didn't do it. But even to this day, he doesn't apologize. Because what happens is, and I'm sure an attorney would advise him to keep silent. Why? Because once you apologize for something, it opens not a floodgate, but it opens a door that then you could be liable, because therefore you're acknowledging that you have done something wrong, or that you say I realize you want to make you made a mistake, and now you want to make an atonement for it. And so what the legal courts do is, since you made a verbal atonement, now we can take it in court, and now we say, hey, you made a statement, you made an atonement for this, now we want you to atone, and now therefore you are liable for so many dollars financially. So part of the strategy, which many of you have never seen, and most people won't even talk to you about it, is that You never apologize, because that way it will open gates for you to suffer liability. And as a businessman, they see things different from a regular civilian, because big business person operate on things that you can be sued, you can be taken to court, and and many times their whole study is how to keep their vast amount of resources. So you understand why you realize when people do something, they won't, even years later, they won't publicly come or writing it down and say, hey, I'm sorry for doing this, because it's an acknowledgement that something happens, and it could be grounds that now they can take you to court, and now you'll be obligated financially. And I just wanted to drop that on you so that you understand that in this world we live in, there are things that said, things that aren't said, things that are implied. We have many different signs. So I want you to know that. Izzy or Israel. Okay. Let me get with Izzy in a moment. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Shalom, shalom, Izzy. I'm gonna. You can stay on the line. I'm gonna be on just another few moments. Uh, so therefore, this is what I want you to understand. Now, what I want you to understand, in the church, in the ministry, we say this scripture, and I want you to look at it as Psalms 45 and 1. And I want you to pay particular attention to this scripture, because I want you to see this and get this, right? And here it goes. The scripture says, to the chief musician upon Shoshanim, for the sons of Korah, Mashkiel, a song of loves. My heart is inditing a good matter. And this is what I want you to understand. What I'm bringing forth to you about reparations and a declaration is a good matter. My heart is, once I saw that, hey, this was a key to redress for people who had suffered, my heart is indicting a good matter. It says, I speak of the things which I have made touching the king. My tongue is the pen, is as a pen of a ready writer, meaning that what I say will be written down. And the Bible says you're going to give an account for everything said and done and spoken in this body. And so I'm speaking a word to you that if you want to know about reparations and you want to get the book, here is my email address. It's Bishop, Bishop, period Hurts, Hurts, at gmail.com. You're probably going to see me later on. I'll be probably doing some book signings. I'll be going through the book and talking about it more and more. Now, I want you to understand, this isn't something that just fell off a shelf yesterday. I wrote this book almost 6 years ago. Think about this, 6 years ago. So this isn't something just came up out of the blue. This is something, and it came from a heart and a pure place. And so we want you to get that book, get in touch with me, and we'll let you know everything that's going to happen. We got a lot of stuff going on this year at God's Vision Ministry, so just get ready to be a part of it. And we appreciate your time, and I appreciate your patience. So therefore, you go to the reparation page with many of you. You went on, so now you know where it's at. We'll be getting information on that, and we hope to see you soon. And with that, I say shalom, shalom, and once again, shalom.